Behind me is the northeast corner of Independence Boulevard and Harrison Street on the west side of Chicago. From 1935 to 1942, my grandfather owned and operated a barbecue restaurant on this corner. The building was torn down sometime during the late 1950s to make way for the Congress Expressway, which you can see behind me. The reason that we're here today is because of barbecue sauce. My name is Neil Kane. My grandfather owned and operated Benny Kane's barbecue restaurant on this corner from 1935 to 1942. About 2 years ago, I decided to start a company to make and sell my grandfather's famous barbecue sauce. I had gotten tired of hearing all the stories that I had been accustomed to as a child of how great and terrific his thick and tangy barbecue sauce was. So I set about to form a company to bottle and sell Benny Kane's barbecue brush-on. The product that I wound up creating is right here. This is the jar as it came out. And on the side of the jar, I don't know if you can see this on camera, a little story, I call it Benny Kane's story. Let me read it to you. It says, a popular football player at Marshall High School and the University of Notre Dame, where he played for Newt Rockne, Benny Kane opened Benny Kane's Barbecue in 1935 at the corner of Independence and Harrison on Chicago's west side. He was forced to close in 1942 because of the war, and the building was later torn down to make room for the Congress Expressway. For the first time in over 50 years, people are enjoying the extraordinary fresh flavor of his thick and tangy sauce made from the original recipe. As I started about on this project to bottle this barbecue sauce, I began to get immersed in family history in a way that I never quite expected. What I had wanted to do was to find a photograph of the barbecue restaurant to use on this label. And that photograph took me from this neighborhood to Maxwell Street, all of the old family albums, even to the prints and photographs collection at the Chicago Historical Society. I was unable to find a photograph of the barbecue restaurant that would work as the label, but along the way I began to learn a lot about the old haunts that my grandparents used to hang out at here on the west side. What we're going to do today basically is go back to some locations that were prominent when my grandparents were younger, where they used to live, where to school, other things in this neighborhood. I call this story Side Story. I'd like to introduce my grandmother and have her tell me a little bit about what else would be here at the corner. This is Bernice. As you can see, this corner is very different than what about 60 years ago when you're here. But can you tell us a little bit about what other kinds of...
This is exactly 59 years ago that they opened up it was a bunch of little stores, a fruit store and everything, and on the corner, a barbecue restaurant. And on that corner, at that time, was an old-fashioned drugstore. The people aren't too familiar with it. Remember, drugstore. It had the bottles with the colored walls, with iron stools. The nation for everybody wanting to live right was just beautiful at that time. Parkway, and on either side was a big, instead of being run on house on top of another, he had all this area to sit. There was benches and everything around, and there was individual little stores. I think there was a delicatessen and a grocery store, and the elevator was a regular L that rolled over there from. It was called the Garfield Park Line.
Was this a fashionable neighborhood at the time?
Yes, it was very nice. And interesting enough, right beyond Independence Boulevard, going north, the name changed to Hamlin. And anybody living on Hamlin, that was really nice. Independence was not quite as nice, but Hamlin was particularly nice.
So behind us is the location where the barbecue restaurant.
Yeah. When my husband, we weren't married then, when he opened the restaurant, even from that time on, even before, they were talking about the Congress Expressway coming. We were there many years, so it took from the early 30s to the I think that building's there. It's the brown building that we see there. That's still there. That was a corner building, I think, at that time. And we were next to the corner. And then the corner that is now a church was a temple at one time.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of synagogues in this neighborhood, as we'll see, which are churches today. Well, let's go on over to 740 Independence and see if the building's still there.
Okay.
No. It wasn't the one on the benches. It wasn't family next to a building. And the color looks like this building. Bird bath, statue, bird, you know, like one of those. Because there's another one. Okay, we're standing now. We're standing now in the front of, or I should say the side of, 740 Independence. This is the, what, apartment building where you lived while you had the barbecue restaurant, is that right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, we did. This is considered the front, not the side. This is 740 Independence Boulevard. And we lived here for about, it was really a very, very nice neighborhood, and Parkway in the middle. And there was buildings all around. Now they're all gone.
Did you live in the front or the back here?
No, we lived right in this entrance on this side, on the third floor. Right.
And you lived here from when?
From October of 1939 to October or September of 1946, when we moved to Evanston.
And is there anything else that you remember about what was over here in this vacant lot?
There No, they were all apartment buildings. There must have been at least 3 apartment buildings because we were not that close to the corner. And there was another apartment building right on the other side that were friends of ours, and ironically just bumped into that man who owned the building. He and his family owned that building, and the building's gone.
Yeah, right. Okay, now we'll walk over and take a look at this building, which appears as though it was 2 or 3 doors down. We'll see the front of it. It clearly was a synagogue at one point, and now it's a church.
That part of the building up, do you
Yeah,
know?
they're tearing down. This building's being torn down. They're keeping the tower, and then that far building is staying. That's staying, and this is all going to be. We're standing now in front of 3530 South Polk Street.
West Polk.
3530 West Polk. Sorry about that. 3530 West Polk. Can you tell me who lived here?
Well, your grandfather, Ben Kane, lived here as a young man, and I did not know this particular street, but I always heard a lot about all the accessibility to the things and the Sears. They had Sears land there. They had tennis courts and ball fields, and that. I think anybody that lived on this street really belonged to the Sears, you know.
Yeah, we're standing right across the street from the original Sears catalog building, which is in the process of being torn down. The tower that you've seen in the administration building are going to stand, and all of this construction going on across the street is a new development. It's all going to be townhomes We talked to some people in the neighborhood who are very interested in reviving it and bringing back some of the sense of community pride that existed here, well, 50 years ago. Hey, tell me your name.
Christopher Hamilton.
How old are you?
8.
And what's your name?
Courtney.
How old are you?
5.
How?
Well, how old are you?
14.
Now, you guys live around here?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Well, he just not moved. I live on the 6th floor.
What's your address?
3601 Wisdom Shop in Central Park.
Well, I want you to know that about 60 years ago, my grandfather lived right over there around the corner also, or across the street from you.
Well,
You got nothing to say to that, huh? All right, you guys have a good day. We're going to go over there and take pictures of your house. Is that okay? Okay. Your house is over there? What street do you live on? Okay, well, we're gonna take some pictures on Grenshaw Street, okay? You guys have a good day. What's that? This for cable TV. I don't know if it's going to be on TV or not. Maybe it'd be like on Channel 19, but it's cable. It's not the regular TV. What's your name?
Steve Smith.
Where do you live?
Right there.
Right on the corner here?
Right here.
Oh, this house. And how old are you?
12.
12? Good. Okay, well, we're going to be right in front of your house for a few minutes. I'm standing now in front of 3606 West Grenshaw. We're right near the corner of Central Park, not very far from the corner of Central Park and Roosevelt Road. My grandfather, Benny Kane, lived here as a child. I think it was the house that he lived in when he went to grammar school at Gregory School. And that's about all I know of this location. We'll talk to my grandfather about it later and have him embellish us with some more details. The kids that we just met, those people from the neighborhood who we just spoke to, they all live right on this block also, some of them in the building that I'm staring at right now. disappointed now that my grandfather's not here, but he'll be able to talk over a lot of this stuff, and it'll be very interesting. We'll have to go interview him in his apartment. Okay, now we're standing here at what was the site of 315 South Central Park. We're right off the corner of Jackson Boulevard. Tell us what used to be here.
It used to be a big apartment building, and it had an elevator. And this is where we lived right when we first got married. I was very impressed with the elevator. And
you got married in when?
February 28th, 1937.
And this was the first place that you lived as newlyweds?
We rented it before we were, anticipating our marriage. And then we were right near Fifth Avenue, was the next corner south. And that's an angle street, and when we would walk to the store at 531 Independence Boulevard.
And when did you move from here over to 740 Independence?
In 1939.
So you lived here for about 2 years?
2.5 years, right. Mm-hmm. 39. And it was the whole park. I think it was the whole parkway over there that we had remembered seeing there.
Do you remember what was across the street? Now we're looking at looks like an elementary school,
right.
But a fairly modern building.
It was more park, like there's on that corner's park. See, I think it was more a regular park. Perhaps towards the end of the building there was a apartment building. But when I lived at 315, now that I think of it, on the corner of Central Park and Fifth Avenue, my uncle lived, an aunt, and 2 children.
Who were they? What were their names?
My mother's brother, Sam Sleff, my mother's, which was my mother's maiden name. But they lived in all those buildings are down now. I guess a long time ago. Right?
Okay, now we're standing here in Garfield Park. You can see the Garfield Park Lagoon behind us. There's a swimming pool over there attached to the Garfield Park Field House. And the beautiful restored gold dome of the field house is over to our right. Do you have any memories or anything of this park?
Well, when Larry was young and we was a baby, this was a place to go. It was great, Garfield Park, and every year there's a big, I think to this day, there's a big flower exhibit in the conservatory, which is over there, you said, right? And but the background, you can see the Midwest Athletic Club.
Is that big building there?
Yes, that has many memories because, weddings and festivities and family club meetings and things were always held there. It was a point that people always made reservations for.
It's a gorgeous building. There's a couple of benches over there too, and I think that I can recall seeing some home movies or something. I don't know what side of the lake they were from, but pictures probably of my dad as a kid romping around here and stuff like that.
This was the park that we went to because it was walking distance from where we lived at the different times.
Sure. Very good.
Okay.
We want to thank our friend Joe for helping us out today. One of the conditions of coming down into these neighborhoods and stuff was to have an armed guard with us. Joe is an off-duty policeman, but I'll let him introduce himself.
I'm Officer Joseph Oskvarek. I work in the 10th District, and I've been on the force about 5 years. And this was pretty interesting as far as I could see.
Well, we really appreciate his help. As it turns out, on our day of filming here, we really didn't have any problems. But thanks to Joe, though, something about the posture and the way he stands and his badge here and other things kind of kept trouble away. So we really appreciate his help. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Well, this is the other end of Garfield Park. That building up ahead of us is strange to even me. Or that, what is that over there? Do you know?
That's
Neil?
the conservatory.
Oh, that's where the flowers
Yeah.
are. I see.
Lake. Now I'm going to go back to
Oh yeah, Lake Street was really...
Hamlin, or did I get us lost here? No, this is right. This goes back up to Hamlin.
Are we going west?
This is the Lake Street L. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the Lake
right.
Street L. This goes out to Oak Park.
Yes.
But this is under construction now. They've closed it for about 3 years, and you can see them rebuilding.
Is it still going to be an overhead L, or is it...
Yeah. Now this is Hamlin. Now I got to turn left here.
Yeah, turn left. Hamlin is on the west side of the street.
Right.
It's Hamlin, and on the other side it was Independence Boulevard, except I think it's changed to
Tell
Hamlin.
us if any of these buildings here look familiar.
5-something is where Ben's brother, High Kane, and his family lived. Saunas. You know Sauna.
5-something Hamlin?
Yeah, 5-something Hamlin.
Well, that would be right around.
No, this is only 2. Further up, closer to the store, like big kitty corner. No, 4. I'm sorry, not 5. 4. 4-something.
Probably be about this block.
No, Neil, we're North Hamlin now.
Oh, south.
Madison is north, yeah. I mean, Madison is the dividing line.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're north. Oh,
Yeah.
that's south. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, coming up.
These buildings look pretty good.
Yeah.
See, north of Madison, except for the Garfield Park, we really didn't go to. There used to be, I think right around here used to be Garfield Park Hospital. I suppose it's not here anymore.
All right, so now we're coming up south. We said about 400 south.
400 South Hamlin.
Which is going to be right before
Like
the
kitty
express.
corner of, yeah, right. Sort of kitty. See, it's a Midwest complex it's called now. It used to be called the Midwest, this is it, the Midwest Athletic Club. Looks pretty shabby now. Hamlin is. Let's see, no, further up they live. Further, it's either 4 or 5.
The architecture.
Yeah, look at this building. Yeah, these are 108. Yeah, it's further down. This is just 100 now.
We're getting there.
Some of these buildings have really withstood time, haven't they? Every corner they made a church. I was going to say.
Big star up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It used to be a synagogue. Sure. See that? I don't know which one it was, but Garfield Community Center.
Okay, now we're
Now-
300 south.
All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a nice apartment building years ago. This is Jackson and Hamlin.
Right.
See, because on that side of the street, even years, I mean, it was always the park. There was really no corner of Jackson and Independence. It was called Hamlin.
Was
Right?
it always Hamlin here?
Yeah, right after the
Because
store.
I
At
noticed
Fifth
that-
Avenue. I think Fifth Avenue divides Independence Boulevard to Hamlin. It's the same 3800 West.
The boulevard in Chicago means something particular, which means there's that inner grassy area.
Oh, really? Oh, now this is called Hamlin Avenue.
See, there's a whole boulevard system.
I didn't know that.
that
Really?
connects it, Yeah.
All right, now this is called Hamlin Avenue, and I would say I'm looking for a big apartment building.
Going down the west. Well, this would be about 400 south here.
It was apartment building. Wasn't a two flat or anything.
So
It's probably that one on the end there.
It's 344. and
It was
that's
4 something. It was like 432, like almost the same number as we had on the 5 something. That, yeah, I think it was. It probably was. It was a nice, yeah, it was a nice big apartment. Yeah, 414, 412, right. That's the building that they lived in.
Who lived there.
Hi, Uncle Hi, and Florence and Salma, who lives in New York. When you've gone there not too long ago, haven't you, to see her? Right. And I still want to see. Look, on that side of the street, it's Independence Boulevard. This side of the street is it is again Independence, but it starts with Hamlin because their address was 4-something Hamlin. Huh?
Do they live 3 blocks
from the store?
And from you?
From us too. Yeah, it was a long 3 blocks, but they really lived across the street of the, like kitty corner across the street of the store.
Now we're driving down Independence
Boulevard again, and that's it. It's the 5th Avenue, which is no longer comes to the corner.
So Salma must have some memories of the...
Oh yeah, boy, if you do this, she sure would love to see it. Have to send her.
We've done it. 40 Independence.
Yeah, that's it.
This is where you live.
That's right.
We saw that earlier. Here's that other synagogue.
Yeah.
We're just crossing Polk Street now. Gregory School.
Oh, there's Gregory School, right. That's Gregory School, right where we... Now I remember, yeah, I used to take him.
We'll go up and make a U-turn and come back down Independence Boulevard. We'll go up to Roosevelt and then we'll come back down.
And this is where it's, when you see those old movies, there's that dark spot. That was under the viaduct. Ever see the movies of Larry and Grandpa Ben walking? Larry's got a snowsuit on. And then all of a sudden it goes black. That's because he went in the viaduct and it was too dark to take the pictures. And those days there wasn't that kind of a fast film like there is now.
Well, we're crossing Roosevelt here. We'll continue to go straight up towards the statue at Independence and Douglas, and then we'll go down Douglas Boulevard a bit, and then we'll turn around and come back down Independence.
Look at all those buildings with the boarded up windows. Look at that magnificent apartment, boarded up.
Now right ahead of us, dead ahead, is another old synagogue. There's the statue there.
And here is
Herzl Junior High School.
Herzl Junior High. And this is where Independence, now look at, they call this Hamlin, Independence and Douglas meet right here.
And Jacob is the name on that synagogue there. Now the St. Mark Church, and here's Herzl.
That was here then, Herzl Public School.
Can you see the sign?
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah.
No,
well, here they,
sign.
when Ben was here, it was called a junior high. Now they call it elementary. See the sign over here? Sure, it's in. Sure it is.
Okay, we're going along Douglas Boulevard here.
He's looking at your filming there.
Park, we're going to turn around. You can see the gold dome of
all the way
Garfield
from here.
Park Field House way.
Show that, yeah.
Ahead, way down there. We're on Central Park. We're turning left back onto Douglas Boulevard. We're going to
We'll be going north again.
Independence. Now we're going west.
West.
Here's the Stone Temple Baptist Church. This is another former synagogue.
Oh, sure. Look at the scrolls up there. Look at the Torah. So now these buildings look in pretty good shape, don't they? There's a nice one. Some are so abused and run down, and some are nice.
Back on Independence.
Well, you won't be able to be heard.
I don't know. We're turning back on Independence now, heading north, coming up on Roosevelt Road, and then we'll continue on to Harrison Street, and then we'll get on the Congress or Eisenhower Expressway right by where the barbecue restaurant used to be, and then we'll be done.
I have a little bit more respect for this area than I've had for the last 30, 35 years or 25 years, because everybody would say, oh, the West Side. And we have done business with many people that come into the camera shop over the years, lived on the West Side. And, but it certainly is calm, I suppose, in the daytime. Didn't see anybody that looked out of line.
Now, coming up on the right here, as we look down Fillmore Street, we'll be able to see the Sears building again.
It's demolishing, huh? Yeah.
It's
Right.
the catalog building of the original Sears headquarters. The catalog building is being torn down. The tower is going to stay up.
This is where she's filming right now. That they used to call that the Kessel Gardens. That was a very popular, big apartment building. Many, many apartments.
And here's the side of Gregory School.
Yeah. No, this is not where the L tracks were. The station, you know, the structure of the elevator that ran was directly 2 doors south of where the restaurant, or where we started our journey today. Well, because that used to be the drugstore.
Now this building right here, this one on the right.
Yeah, that's an old.
You can see very prominently in many of the old Kane home movies. Most of the movies that we have are of people, my father in particular, standing out in front of 740 Independence, and then as you look across Independence Park, you'd see all of these buildings.
Isn't that awful?
I guess this last building that we're looking at here, although we've certainly seen many other interesting things in the neighborhood, is an unfortunate testimony to the old and the new.
See, now someplace was.
Here's where the
must have been. There was absolutely.
Street, right?
Absolutely. The structures were there
Right
overhead.
Here, right here, you can.
Oh, absolutely, because this was Hookways.
Right through here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's exactly.
Sort of the space.
Yeah. Right.
So this is where we started out.
Yeah.
This is the southeast corner, the Tampico Station. Just in front of us is the northeast corner of Independence and Harrison, the former site of 531 Independence, where Benny Kane's barbecue sauce was. And we're going to be turning right onto Harrison here and getting on the Eisenhower Expressway, heading east back into downtown.
And that's a wrap for today.
And that's a wrap for today.